Hi everyone, I'm Hoodie Angel Brandon here today with the new Sage of Khadein banner, and the absolute worst case scenario has come to pass. In the last summoning video for Winter Hilda, I stated that we would be fine as long as we didn't see BYLETH show up on the next seasonal banner. I think the only character I could see really coming out that would surprise me and catch me off guard but feel like a character I really want to pull on would be maybe a Nonkos or a surprise BYLETH alt, which I don't see happening right now, because what are the odds of that happening? And in a cruel, twisted joke, our dear professor has arrived. Yes, that is right, male BYLETH has shown up on the banner. And so, we have to pull for him. And I just gotten back up over 300 orbs, the danger chimes in my head were finally quieting down, and yet, it's time to risk it all. What can I say? Our dear professor has come to collect his salary, he needs to get his pay, and what do we have to pay him with but our hard-earned, hard-saved orbs? They say the devil always gets his due, and in this case I don't know if the devil is BYLETH or that damned owl, because I also ended up buying FEH Pass so that we can spark on this banner, so that we can guarantee at least one copy of our professor. Yes, that is right, we have 300 orbs to throw at this, and we might actually go to 0. In a site that I have not seen in literal years, we may spend all of our orbs. I think that the average for plus 10ing him, factoring in the fact we only need 10 copies because we get a copy from the Spark, is 378 orbs on average if we want to plus 10. Hopefully we're really lucky because we don't even have that much. So, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and real quick take a look at our units. Of course, we are here for our dear professor, and I've seen a lot of mixed reactions on his art. First of all, I know more people like mint BYLETH, but I really like that they kept the dark hair, since I do prefer that version of him. That's the version I've been voting for in CYL, actually, straight BYLETH, all pre-awakening BYLETH. That is my preferred version, but I don't mind the mint hair. But I do think that this version works better with the darker color palette, especially of this outfit and his original outfit. So I do prefer the darker hair color, and I like that they went with that for this darker outfit. And his shorts, which you can't really see here, they are a big point of criticism for a lot of people. I think they're fine, a little goofy maybe. He probably should be wearing pants. I think if you swapped him to pants, then his outfit would be like perfect. But I really like this outfit overall. I think it's a better promotion outfit than the Enlightened one that keeps the best aspects of that design and also blends it into a more natural evolution of his mercenary outfit. I actually really like this outfit a lot. With that said, the art is only okay. I don't think it's anything special. There has been a lot of hate for this art. I think that's a little overblown. I think this is like a 9 out of 10 design with like 7 out of 10 art. It's still pretty good. Not the best art on this banner, not even the best art that BYLETH has by any means, but it's a little overhated. And I think it's pretty good considering some characters get like what I would consider 8 out of 10 art with a very ill-fitting or fan servicey design that's like a 4 out of 10 for that character. So I think BYLETH is still doing pretty okay. Even if this isn't the prettiest art, I think he's still fine. And his kit more than makes up for that, especially for a demote. Joining Summer Claude, our dear professor got to get a pref and keep his legendary skill, making for a very solid demote. And funny enough, both of them are blue 3 houses characters. If I had a nickel for every time, right? His pref weapon is the Guide's Hourglass, so that he can represent his favorite Legend of Zelda game, which has a slang effect and also allows him to ignore terrain effects that would slow him down. And it also gives him dodge and also gives him a Spectrum +5 and tempo. But that's not all. He also drives Spectrum +4 to units within 2 spaces. So that's a lot of effects. It's not the most broken pref ever, but for a demote, that's pretty good, especially considering he also gets to keep the Sublime Heaven, giving him a very fast, hard-hitting special that also pierces damage reduction. So he's got a lot going on here. He also comes with Speed Res Finish, which is just kind of whatever, I think. It's not Speed Res Finish 4, so not as exciting. And then Low Speed Res, which is what his legendary version should have had to begin with, but didn't. I saw some people actually say that he was better than Claude and is the new best demote character. I disagree. Even though I'm really biased towards Byleth, I think Byleth is really good, but I think Claude is just a little better. He's got that safer initiation thanks to Fallen Star. He gets that gravity effect, making him a good hit and runner. He's also got Canto, he's got Brave effect, and he's also got flyer movement. So I think Claude just edges him out a little bit, but I do think Byleth is still a fantastic demote, and we are going to do our best to get that +10. Real quick, let's take a look at the other units. We also have Nino, who is literally just every skill Byleth could ever want. She has a lot of good fodder here. Attack Speed Finish 4, the more useful finish skill, I think. Speed Preempt 3, and the new Times Pulse 4, which I would also really like in addition to being good for this Byleth. Could really be good on my other 2 +10 Byleths as well. In particular, it would make Vital Astra spam on regular Byleth a lot more consistent. And she also has a lot of effect. Notably, she has extra movement and also that same bypassing terrain effect, which I don't know why they didn't give that a keyword like they do for most effects nowadays. I saw someone say it's basically just Awakening's Acrobat skill, and so they really should have just called it Acrobat. I think that would have been a pretty easy keyword they could have thrown out there. But she is on red, and she is also joined by the Harmonic Lind, not Merrick for some reason, despite this being a Khadein-themed banner, and Merrick is a much more related character to that city, but gotta get that fan service, right? Lind has the new Remote Sparrow, which is attack speed +7 and 30% damage reduction on foes' first attack, and it's only available to ranged units, not counting staffs who can't get Swift Sparrow, which the skill builds off of, but very solid effect. She's also got a lot of nonsense in her tome, don't really care. She's got Def Res Smoke, which is also pretty fun, and then SR Far Trace, also good, and she is a cavalry unit. She is joined by Sarah. And finally we have Ursula, the least exciting unit to me on this banner, though she does have really good art, which is a nice follow-up considering she also had really good art on her summer version. And she has Panic Smoke 4 and Chill Speed Res. Also pretty good fodder, but I do think Nino is our most wanted backup, so our priority will be blue, red, and then green. Anyway, as usual, I have rambled on way too long. This time it's at least hopefully a little forgivable because I had to talk about Byleth, my boy. And so now let's go ahead and jump into this. For luck, this time I did not dress up in desert appropriate attire, but I do have the Byleth hoodie, and I did wear the silly shorts so that I do at least kind of match our dear professor. Right off the bat, we have a bad omen with no blues, so we will pop this red instead, hope for a free Nino. Also, pulling red is also good because I do need to stock up on Aether fodder. I'm pretty much out. Yo! Yo, okay. That's not as good for me personally as a free Byleth, but that is honestly, realistically, a better free pull. Fantastic start. Plus res Nino. Not that I'm terribly interested in keeping Nino, though she does look very strong. I am much more interested in her fodder. She does have the new Times Pulse, which, again, just could be useful for all 3 Byleths. And then she also has Speed Preempt, which I've seen some interesting theory crafts for this Byleth to use that skill. And she also has attack speed finish 4, which sadly we can't really get due to all these skills needing premium chain inheritance fodder. But if we somehow end up swimming in Nino's, then we could get attack speed finish 4 for him as well, which is probably his best ace slot, though he could run some other skills like maybe a unity skill or an ideal skill. But still, fantastic start. Again, not as good as BYLETH for me, but realistically a better pull. And yeah, I said I got dressed up for luck. I also saw a thing earlier. I mentioned in the New Year summons that I have good birthday luck this year, apparently. Yo! There he is! Our dear professor! Oh, man. Here he is. But real quick, I was just going to say, apparently I also have really good birth year luck according to the Chinese zodiac. It is the year of the Benui, and apparently the Benui and the dog have good compatibility, and that translates to really good luck. So what can I say? Archon luck privileges, right? Plus attack. Yo, that is really good. He has a super asset in both attack and speed, which, of course, the fantastic stats. But I am probably going to end up using a Flurry on him, so this is already perfect. But I do think that speed is slightly better if you're not going to use a Flurry on him. Speed is just going to future-proof him a little more. Attack is still fantastic, though, so if you get a one-off copy and he's plus attack, then there's no harm in just keeping that. But very happy. Let's take a closer look. There are his shorts that everyone makes fun of him. They're like, oh, he's got biker shorts. They are very skin tight, but they remind me of the shorts that the Inklings wear, which is cool because I like Splatoon. A normal amount as evidenced by my Splatoon 3 playtime. And he looks really cool. Again, I love hourglasses. I made a joke about Phantom Hourglass earlier, but I actually genuinely do like Phantom Hourglass, even though it's like one of, if not the most hated games in the series, generally speaking. I really actually do genuinely like Phantom Hourglass. So I think that's really cool. I like Phantom Hourglass. I think that it's not a perfect game by any means, but I think it is unfairly hated. Just like this BYLETH art. See, it all ties in. But that is a fantastic start. Yeah, I was so confident that BYLETH wouldn't show up and we would have time to pull Hilda and then save back up before he got another alt or showed up or anything else that I needed showed up. And then naturally, here he is. He just had to show up right here, right now, and put my orbs in immense immediate danger. Oh, here we go. Here's Corin. Speaking of, I actually did write down that I wanted to talk about her as well. She just got her Resplendent announced, which I got the Fey Pass, so I'm going to be getting her. But I was really hoping, even though I knew it was like really unlikely, I wanted Camilla. I keep asking for Resplendent Camilla. And I was like, there's no way there'll be a Fates Resplendent. We just got Odin. And then we got a Fates Resplendent. And it's a Royal. But it is the wrong Norian princess, and I'm so heartbroken. No Camilla for me. But that's fine. We got a Nino and we got a BYLETH to make up for it, I guess. So, yeah, anyway. Is this good luck or is this bad luck? I guess it's a matter of perspective. It is good that BYLETH is really good for his seasonal demo. Like, he's shockingly good. He even got to keep a pref, making poor Soren the odd one out. It's okay, Soren, you won on the art department. I do think this BYLETH art is overhated, but I still think Soren got way better art. Soren got my favorite art of the banner. But yeah, it's good that he made out with a really good version, and it is 4-star. Hello, Seth. but it is very unfortunate in terms of the timing. I was just like, why would Byleth be on the desert banner? That doesn't make any sense. There are so many other banners that I could put him on that make way more sense. And then yet here he is. And they actually did make it make sense. Him being on a sabbatical to come to this mage city and learn and study and grow is actually a really cool explanation and just really cool in general. I love Byleth actively working to improve himself and learn, and we see that here, and we see that he cares about doing his best for his students. This is the kind of energy I should really work to channel this year, honestly. I should work on like trying new things, improving, and whether it be with my editing, I want to try more art stuff. I mentioned that in the New Year's video, but I want to channel this energy and kind of improve myself at least a little bit this year. Oh, and responding to that kind of energy, our dear professor has responded to the call, and he is minus speed this time. Very sad, but that's okay. It's a merge. But yeah, I was actually pleasantly surprised. I wasn't sure that Byleth's inclusion on this would make any sense. Yo! Professor! My dear professor, I love you! Oh, Byleth, you are the best. You are the best character in all of Fire Emblem. I love you so much. I'm much more happy than I was when I was doing the horrid legendary Byleth summons. I have nightmares about that still. But yeah, I was really impressed by Byleth's actual logical inclusion in this banner, and I really liked the paralogue, and I liked we saw him like actually like asking, yo, oh my god, the dear professor, I love you so much. Another plus attack. But we saw him like asking for help. He was like, I'm not sure about this. I would like to hear your interpretation to Soren. Which I know people are going to meme. They're going to be like, oh, Byleth's a bad teacher. No, you're wrong. It is okay to not know everything. And it's okay to keep learning. It's okay to seek the advice of other people, see their opinions, and get their interpretation. And I really like that we saw Byleth do that with Soren in this paralogue, especially because, you know, Byleth wasn't trained as a teacher. He was a mercenary who stepped into the role of the teacher, and yet he still does well. I mean, like, people are like, Warriors proves that Byleth was bad as a teacher. No, it doesn't. Byleth can make Raphael a master magician. Okay, anyone who can do that is like an S-tier teacher, okay? You have to be a genius to be able to get Raphael to master magic, okay? So, Byleth is a good teacher. And this shows that he has that desire to learn and continue to improve himself. He pushes his limits. Even as a teacher like Byleth, even as a great mage like Lind, even as someone self-taught like Nino, everyone on this banner was trying to grow and better themselves. And that is something really cool. Everyone has that capacity to learn and grow. And that's such a cool lesson to take from this banner. And, you know, sometimes IS's banners end up really silly, but I think they actually surprisingly did well on this banner. Maybe the unit choices weren't the best, most spot on that they could have been, but I think that with the characters that they picked, they did a really good job, and I really like what they showed with Byleth here. Anyway, that was very long and very rambly, and it got interrupted by many Byleth polls, but that was something I really wanted to talk about. Was I just think that they did a really good job with Byleth on this banner, and I wanna capture that energy. Long story short. Anyway, sorry I'm rambling more than usual. It's literally 6:30 a.m. for me right now, so I'm a little tired. But you know, I had a lot of thoughts on this banner. It made me very passionate. I had a lot to say about Byleth especially, but we are at 4 copies and we are only at 350 pity, so let's continue. We have spent 50 orbs exactly, I think, actually. So we will continue pursuing our dear professor. We need our perfect study buddy here. BYLETH, return to us. Oscar is not who we seek. But also, I think it's really funny. This is my third blue unit who has drive support. Ah, there he is. Yes, this is my third, and he's another 4-star. Wow. He is my third blue unit who has drive buff support. Morgan, Sedith, and him all drive with their weapons, and they're all blue. It's very amusing. And another plus attack one. Wow. Not complaining, but it is amusing. Yeah, I'm super excited for this BYLETH. I was worried at first that he would be another green mage. That was like my biggest fear, because like, then how different do you make him from his legendary version? Blue infantry mage is really good. I was also worried he might overlap with Robin, since I built Robin for speed and he's speedy as well. But keeping his pref and his special in mind, he actually can do some different things. So he'll probably be more of a special spam style, and then Robin will probably play more bulky because he has better defenses. And funny enough, I did say that Sedith and Morgan were all drive buff support, but if you move beyond just another one, really, another 4-star one, wow. Moving beyond just drive support, Robin is also supportive, and he's got several different supportive tomes. Geralt can support with his chill effect. I've got a lot of supportive blues. Claude technically has his Menace and Dagger 7 debuffs, so you could argue Claude is supportive. If I give Hilda Rain Lance, she can technically support as well. Like, literally all my blues are support. Blue, best color confirmed. It is my favorite color. Sky blue specifically. Another 4-star BYLETH. Very happy. We're not even halfway to the spark, jeez. We're not even halfway to the spark, jeez. And we're already 6 copies in. So technically 7 when you count the fact that we get 1 for free with the spark. Oh, this is incredible. This is going very well. Let's not jinx it, actually. Let's let's tread carefully. Oboro. Actually, you know what, Oboro, you can be my teacher too. Come teach me how to sew cute things. I would like that, actually. I really wish I had a sewing machine and I could learn to sew. I'd love to make my own like hoodies and little plush toys and stuff. That would be very fun. Cordelia, actually pretty good pull. I do need more Gale Force fodder. I think I was starting to run out of that. So not upset to see her by any means. I was actually kind of expecting to pull more reds with no blue wheels. I do need Aether fodder. I'm running out of that. Ileana, not quite helpful. Not the most helpful, but you know, they can't all be winners. They can't all be BYLETH. There we go. There's another no blue wheel, sadly. But you know, I would be very happy with another Nino. No, regular Lyn. Is that my first regular Lyn? I think that might be, actually. Not my favorite character, but I do think Lyn is pretty cool. Yes, that is my first regular Lyn, plus attack. I don't know that she will be doing too much these days, but kind of cool. Yo, we got the Gale Force fodder, the premium Gale Force fodder. We got the Cordelia, we got the Lyn, we got premium Gale Force. That is pretty nifty. I don't think I'll actually use her for Gale Force fodder, but I could. I could indeed. Another Oboro. yo, lots of blues. Lots of blues. I almost want to pull that red while we're at it to just do the full wheel. But I have so few orbs, I don't think I can really afford to just throw them on a regular pull. Oh, and we got a Jora. I didn't even notice because the Resplendent silhouette, I didn't recognize it. That is a very nice 4-star special because I do still want to +10 Azura eventually. So that is a fantastic 4-star special. Not a Byleth, but really the next best thing, I think, in terms of blue offerings. Yo, speaking of, and he is finally 5-star. He finally decided to grace us with his full glory. Oh, plus HP is not quite glorious, but you know, we will still happily accept. Professor, my dear professor, I love you. Ah, I love you so much. I love you, some would even say maybe an unhealthy amount. He is, I've mentioned it, but he is genuinely my favorite Fire Emblem character. And probably my 3rd favorite character in gaming. Oh, finally the plus speed one. So we can probably use this as our base Byleth. But yeah, probably my 3rd favorite character in gaming. And by extension, one of my favorite characters in fiction. Oh, this is a very blessed wheel. This is a blessed wheel. Ah, Marcia, you ruined it. You ruined it. We could have had the most beautiful wheel of all time. Still, a very, very, very good wheel. All right, we are at 8 out of the 11 copies, and we technically have one more due to the spark. We are doing actually pretty well. Like I said, Byleth and I have a link that goes beyond space, beyond time, beyond time's pulse even. We are connected, we are one, and he is here to make up for the, frankly, war crime that he put me through with his legendary version. That was a war crime. I'm considering it one. That was awful. I hated that green. I got so sick of green. But that's okay. We're moving past it. Oh, Professor. Byleth, you are so cool. Sedith, you are also really cool, but you're not very helpful right now, okay? Unless they decide to do remixes for regular units and you end up with like attack speed catch, I don't think you're super helpful right now, okay, Sedith? Mordecai also not terribly helpful. Come on. Also, we got our first of the... Oh, Byleth! Byleth, but again! We got our first refine for one of the leads, another plus speed one. We got our first refine for one of the 3 houses leads, and it was Claude, and he has the refine of the whole banner. Everyone else wasn't paying attention, and he just kind of stole all of their weapon effects. He had himself a big ol' Almiron-style feast with all the effects that he stole, and he made out like a bandit. He got a lot of really cool effects, and it makes me kind of hopeful for Edelgard, Dimitri, who are probably going to be popping up fairly soon, and then I would imagine following them will be our dear professors actually, because both Byleths share their weapon. And honestly, I'm not sure what I want for Byleth. I think the main thing that they need is just raw stats, because, oh, that's a really good wheel. Creator Sword is just really potent. At release, it was a really good weapon, and I think it is still aged very well, because null follow-up and slaying and tempo are all just really good effects to have. And it combines all of those. Like, individually those are good effects, and then all of them on one weapon just makes it a very future-proof weapon. It still holds up really well. So the main thing they want, I think, is stats. But surely they'll get some other effects too, right? They'll get other toys to play with. I'm not really sure what they want though. But I was trying to brainstorm and I came up with a few ideas. I was thinking maybe null damage reduction, which could reference Sublime Heaven having that damage reduction piercing effect. That one feels like a long shot because that would be such a powerful effect on an already powerful weapon. But I could see it if they really wanted to reference like Sublime Heaven. And also it would fit in with Creator Sword's effect just being the enemy is not allowed to use effects. But I don't think that'll happen. But it would be really cool to see. Some other ideas I came up with were like speed-based true damage, maybe Flashing Blade, which I think is probably the most reasonable effect. A more interesting but kind of similar effect would be maybe Times Pulse because of Sothis. Or maybe Special Spiral, but I think if they were going to do that, they'd probably go Flashing or Times Pulse. Another Cordelia is always good. And then maybe like most boring would be just a simple lull effect, which wouldn't be terribly exciting, but it would be very functional, so wouldn't mind that either. But yeah, do you have any thoughts on what BYLETH'S weapon might be? I'd be very curious to know. But those are just some ideas that I came up with. I think the worst scenario is actually that they get like a form skill effect, because they get stronger with more allies, and form skills conveniently max out with 3 allies for 3 houses. I really hope that's not the route they take. That would be actually disappointing. Okay, this will be our copy that gets us the Spark. What have we got? Wings of Mercy, not bad, but I would have preferred Aether. Alright, we get our free summon. Realistically, I should take Nino here so that I have extra fodder to play with, but given our orb situation, I'm going to play it safe and I'm just going to take another BYLETH. Oh, Professor, appear before us, look at him in all his glory. If that is something you would find useful, it is something I would find very useful. And we got a Celestial Stone that I still have never spent. Throwing it in the treasury. I might actually spend and get a Form of Soul though, because potential units for 3 houses and fates for Hall of Forms are actually looking kind of enticing. We don't know which ones they'll be, but the options are looking kind of nice. That brings us to 9 copies in the time it took us to spark 1 copy, so 10 total. We actually have a good shot of getting the final merge here. I was planning to dump all my orbs here and then grind and then pull again on the last day of the banner, but we really legitimately might actually pull off a miracle. BYLETH might genuinely show us something to believe in. Let us see. We await with bated breath the final BYLETH merge. Professor, I need you to appear before us. Like that, yes! Perfect! Oh my god! Oh, Sothis, you have shined down upon me from your seat in heaven. We have done it. We actually legitimately did it. I can't believe it. Final copy is neutral. Oh my goodness, I can't believe we actually did it. I did not think it was going to happen. We got him not just in 300 orbs, but with over 100 orbs left over. I didn't think that was... I legitimately didn't think it was actually going to happen. Oh my goodness. Here they all are. I actually can't believe it. I had to recount several times because I didn't think it was going to happen. We spent 188 orbs, and we got all 11 copies, making him by far our fastest merge, beating out our pretty dang good luck on regular Byleth, who wasn't even a 4-star special. Beating out all my other 4-star specials, definitely beating Legendary Byleth, the most cursed summoning session of all time. We get to actually have orbs left over, and we got all our Byleths. I just can't believe it. Like, we came in well below the 25th percentile, which would be still incredibly lucky to get. We didn't even spend all 300 of our orbs, and we got all of our Byleths. That is so lucky. It truly cements my status as the mythic hero of luck, the Luck Archon, and the one true trusted partner of the dear professor. I'm so happy. And funny enough, we only got one 5-star copy. The rest were all 4 stars, which is very fine because I have so many feathers. I just find it really amusing. But I can't believe it. We actually did it. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I thought this would be a horrible mistake, a horrible disaster, and I would be left with no orbs and a lot of regret and maybe like 2 Byleths. But no, this went the absolute best case possible. I'm so happy. Anyway, thank you guys as always so much for watching, joining me and my dear professor on this wonderful journey of self-reflection, introspection, learning, and growth. And we're not done yet, because now comes the fun part. We get to put everything we've learned to the test and build up our dear professor. Coming soon. But yes, thank you guys as always so much for watching, joining me on this, and especially for listening to my long-winded rambles. Best of luck to you guys on your summons, whether they be on this banner or any of the other current or upcoming banners. And until next time, this is Hoodie Angel Brandon and Professor Byleth signing out.
I promise you this. I will always use my power to strive for greater heights, no matter the circumstances.
That's my beloved professor.